Welcome to Modern Musings, conversations with the maiden, mother, and crone, where we look at ourselves and the world through the lens of the 21st century. Hi, and welcome back to Modern Musings. I'm Cindy Murray, the maiden. I'm Cindy Murray. I'm Cindy Murray, the crone, and I am here today with Amber Jones and Kristen Blakely.
Hey.
And we are here today with just kind of a little fun quiz type show. We are talking about things that are better with or without whatever we decide they're with or without.
Sure.
And it's just for fun, and we want y'all to play along with us while we're doing it. So today I'm going to kick this off really quick with one of my favorite things, popcorn. And people are very picky about their popcorn. So I have the question, is it better with or without butter?
Oh, I knew you were going to say butter. Gosh, that's tough. Because while I do like butter, yeah, you know what? It's better with butter. Yeah, there we go. Butter and salt.
You were going to say, I don't like it all soggy and greasy.
Yeah, I don't like it soggy and greasy, but I do like a smidgen of butter, and I definitely like the salt aspect. Or seasonings. It doesn't necessarily have to be salt, but seasoning.
Well, and there are some people who like it with seasonings, but no butter. There are people who like it with no butter. If you had to choose between salt or butter.
Butter.
Salt.
She's like, are you off your rocker? I'd rather.
Yeah.
I don't want to choke on it.
If you want to break this down, though, butter has a lot of salt in it. So
that is true.
Therefore, if you choose butter, you're still getting
butter.
salt.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's the salt's not going to stick to your dry popcorn. Just saying.
This is true. Well, it depends on how much oil you pop it in.
Yeah.
So
I thought we were popping it in butter.
Okay, Paula Dean.
Another one that I have, another question I have on my list for this is peanut butter. Chunky or not?
Not.
If you could only have one, chunky or not?
Chunky.
Forever and ever. See, Amber and I must be opposites, because I'm just like, if I had to choose between one or the two, I would go for the not.
I can do more with the not chunky. Yeah, I mean, I do like.
But we have
both.
the same personality type. That's so funny.
I keep peanut butter in my
I keep both honestly.
in
I keep
pantry.
both.
Yeah.
If it's crunchy, it's easier to just go in with a spoon and crunch it up, and then if it's smooth, it's easier to spread.
Well,
and put in smoothies and
yeah,
stuff.
I use the creamy in smoothies, and I use the creamy
I keep both for those two.
But on my sandwich, on my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I kind of like crunchy.
And see, when I make a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if I want crunchy, I put corn chips on it.
Oh, well,
because I'm weird like that. I know.
I just
weird.
don't make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
That brings me another question. Fritos, with bean dip or without?
Both. Oh.
Neither. I am not a fan of Fritos. Sorry.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
Unless it's like a Frito pie, then I'll go with that. But if I'm not just gonna seek out Fritos.
Okay. How about iced tea, with sugar or without?
With how much sugar?
Are we talking real sugar or fake sugar?
Real sugar?
Are we talking Texas?
I know, right?
Or normal person tea? I'm gonna say sugar, but it has to be a half and half tea. It can't be a Texas tea.
Because you like the sweetness, but you don't want it to have like a thickness of sugar to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of dull like that when it comes to sweetener, because I'd prefer black coffee over sweet coffee.
Okay.
I say brew it without and add sweet and low. To make it sweet if you want it sweet.
Okay. If you had the choice of lemon or sugar.
Ooh, sugar. Yeah. Like if I couldn't have sweet and low.
Lemon.
I don't like lemon.
Lemon. Okay.
With salt.
In your tea? Ew.
No. No.
Lemon on a salt for her tequila.
Yeah, with
Oh,
my
well.
tequila.
Oh,
Wait.
well, here you go. Tequila with lemons or limes.
Oh.
Whichever
You're
citrus
asking
fruit
Which
asking
is
you
me
can find.
available.
You're asking me to choose between lemons and limes? How dare you?
And on your tea, lemons or limes.
Oh, tea, lemons, tequila, limes.
Okay, there you go. Okay, oatmeal cookies. Nuts or raisins?
Both.
Neither. Ew.
I like raisins though.
I'm a nuts.
I don't like oatmeal cookies.
Oh, they're so
so
good.
she's like trash or garbage disposal.
Right? Like, ew. No.
Okay. Pop music with or without rap
I knew you were
sections.
gonna say
I
that.
thought you were going to say auto-tune. And I'm
Oh, God. No, that's automatically no. Off. None. No auto-tune, please.
Why do I have to add rap to my pop, though? Come on now.
Well, there's a lot of them that are, though.
Well,
you
yeah,
listen to the
well,
radio, and you're listening to this little pop song, and then all of a sudden there's a rap thing in the middle of it.
In 2025, yeah, but like,
Yeah.
I don't like.
That's the radio version. Oftentimes you can just buy the album for the artist and it's just the
Yeah.
The
normal.
song without
Yeah.
it, yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah,
I feel you.
do you like the rap in it?
No, not necessarily.
No, I mean,
and then
not
there's
every
sometimes there's-
occasion requires
Here's
rap.
the flip side to that question. Do you want someone singing in a rap song? Because that's often the
Right.
case too
Yeah.
in a rap song.
Yeah.
Where someone's
No,
But
singing.
I want straight rap. I don't want any.
So you don't like any of
singing in
the
between.
Eminem songs where there's someone
Oh.
singing?
Oh, now
Singing?
I do like
Okay,
Eminem. I like Eminem
is
songs.
a different story.
I like
okay,
rap
Kanye's.
songs.
I mean, okay, so yeah,
I like
do
Pitbull songs.
I do like singing in the rap song.
I don't like rap in the pop music songs. I like singing in.
She prefers to
But
keep her
wouldn't
genres separated.
but wouldn't singing in a rap
I kinda
song
do.
make it like a pop song?
Would it though? Is rap not part of pop music?
It is
It
part of pop
is.
music.
There
So
you
now-
go. Discussion closed.
Okay, well, whatever. Okay. Here we go. Here's a real odd. Okay. Do you prefer the original Star Wars with the original Episode 4 Star Wars with the blobulent Jabba the Hutt that is in the
Are you referring to the CGI added version
Yes.
that they went back in and added later?
Yes. Do
I
you
like-
prefer
no.
it with that, or
I
do you
want
prefer
it
it the way it was?
the original way it
or
was.
OG way it was. There's
Yeah.
a CGI.
only
added.
time-
Yes,
the
yes.
only-
That Muppet of Jabba the Hutt that was added after they made episodes 5 and 6.
Oh.
So the
I guess
original
it's
one
been a
was
while.
just a man, an actor walking along talking to Han Solo, and they went back and added a CGI.
They digitized
so that
him
poor
into-
guy, whoever that actor was, he
just
now
got rid of
has
his
no
part.
credit. His part got removed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Even though I know that in the continuity of the story, that was necessary because they decided to make him
More prominent figure in the storyline.
right. But I prefer to see the original way it was done.
So I understand why they came back out with the edited versions in the 90s so that they could hype the storyline again, so that they
Right.
could hype up the new coming storylines. I understand that. And it was also a way to continue making money off of a franchise
right?
and just to keep it prevalent. I also understand when music artists go and re-release an album with new, like, what do they call that when they re-release an album with digital?
A new mix, a remix, or they remastered it or whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
remastered was like a big deal when they turned around and took all of these albums and then
And
remastered them.
Well, they
into
had
digital.
to remaster.
Yeah.
They had to remaster them because
And
they
I'm a
were
fan of
mastered
those.
for vinyl.
Yeah, and I'm
And
a fan of those
yeah.
because the audio on those is much more clear, but that's music, and I can hear and like enjoy the music better, whereas the movie you're actually altering something old and like adding new stuff to it, and it looked, to me, it stood out. It looked bad. Because it was very clear that it was new technology slapped onto old technology.
Old technology. The film looked a lot
Same
different.
thing if they went to the Wizard of Oz and like slapped some CGI in it, it would look bad because the edges are too like contrasting.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't like about it. I didn't mind that they went and changed the story, but at the same time I also kind of don't like when they do that, because then they're altering what was real in the story.
Right.
And changing.
Right. They've altered the story.
The canon.
And they have, to me, they've taken away a great a credit to that actor who played that part. It might have been a bit part, but he was an actor
Physically in that movie.
And that was probably a big deal for him.
And then they took him out.
And then they took him out of it. So, that's so now his claim to fame is that he was the bit actor
in the original
Star Wars, but his scene got corrupted. Yeah. So, okay, let's go on back to the food thing. Chocolate chip cookies with or without nuts.
Oh, I was going to say with or without the chocolate chips, because you can keep all of that. I just want the dough.
Right.
So you can keep the nuts too. I just want the dough.
I like the cookie dough with the nuts and no chocolate chips sometimes. So, yeah.
Depends on my mood. I don't know. Snickerdoodle cookies.
You're always
That's
the
a totally
rebel.
different kind of cookie.
You're the
Totally
7.
different kind of
You're
cookie.
totally being a 7 in this conversation.
You are. She is everywhere, all over the place. Yeah. I'm just going to take every option that is not on the table.
Are you like that at restaurants too? Do you order something that's not even on the menu?
No, not typically. I'm not one of those. I don't know. I find no.
Oh, I do.
I know you
I
do.
I always
you
change,
alter every menu.
She
out
tells
of every time
the
we
waitress,
go out.
"Y'all don't even make this, but I'm gonna tell you what I want," and create something.
You
in
know,
the
I
menu.
really don't. I guess because I'm fine with just a piece of meat, and I have to order a whole meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kristen, you had some that you wanted to throw in there, right?
Yeah, so I was thinking of some that were like less food oriented. Here's one, and it's this one or this one, but they're both I guess they're worded differently. So I want you to put your mind into like this one or that one, but which one is better, but they're both better, right? So you kind of have to choose which one is better, but
You have to choose, Amber.
yeah, okay. I'm literally saying that you have to choose.
First thing that comes to your head.
Okay, exactly. Yes, don't overthink it. Conversations, better with empathy or better without interruptions?
Better without interruptions.
Empathy.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know. I only said that because I don't know.
You don't like being interrupted.
I don't like being interrupted, but I often am the one who interrupts and goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
All right, solitude. Better with a good book or better without guilt?
Oh man, that one's tough.
Yeah.
Good book.
I was going to say good
Solitude.
book.
Wow.
Good book.
Because
but-
I'm going to feel guilty either way.
Yeah.
No,
there's
see,
gonna
I would
be
say
guilt in the back of my mind.
better without guilt. Like if I could live my life without like feeling bad about certain things, I would totally. I don't care what I'm doing by myself.
If I'm
It doesn't matter
not
what I'm doing by
doing
myself
something-
because
Well,
I'm
that is
enjoying my
true,
time.
Because I do like doing art in here by myself. Just
Yeah.
by myself, doing my own thing, you know?
Mhm.
So
Just
maybe.
literally is solitude better with a good book or better without guilt? Because can you really enjoy your solitude alone doing creative things if you're constantly being distracted by
Yeah, but like,
something else?
okay, you take away the guilt and you take away the book, so you're just sitting there doing nothing, not feeling.
Well,
guilty.
No. No, because it never
doesn't
said
say.
that solitude better without guilt you're not allowed to read.
Yeah, you could be.
Okay,
You
devil's
could-
advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have the book and still have no guilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Kristen on that one. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Work. Better with purpose or better without micromanagement?
Better without micromanagement.
Yeah, without micromanagement.
Wow, that's really interesting. Both of y'all would be willing to sacrifice all of that and just not have micromanaging. So if you think about it in that purpose, if you did pick the, choose not to have purpose, you would be willing to do a meaningless task.
Okay,
without
so
being micromanaged.
If you
I'm fine with meaningless tasks.
If you had micromanagement, there would be no purpose.
Possibly.
Yeah, you don't. If you have micromanagement, you don't.
That
have
means
purpose.
that you're doing something that somebody else wants you to do.
That's a very good point, Amber. If you are being micromanaged, whatever you're doing is someone else's purpose.
Yeah,
yeah, it's not your purpose.
Yeah,
it's not your purpose.
I don't
I
can't stand being micromanaged. I can't stand it.
I don't either. To be honest, like, I do like having set clear goals provided to me.
Well, yeah, and I don't.
But micromanaging is making
how
sure
I
every
get-
step you take
how
to get
I
to
get
it.
through those goals should be up to me. I want to do it the way I want to do it. You know,
like
and
that.
we have a perfect example of that from one of your previous jobs, where
Oh my gosh! So when I worked at the chicken restaurant, I had to make biscuits like all day long because we would just go through biscuits. So it's like this little powder mix. You add the water or whatever, and then you mix them up, and they go on a tray, right? And the powder makes exactly the right number of biscuits. I'm pretty sure that it made 12 biscuits.
I'm thinking you're right.
I think it was like 3x4, or it might have been 4x5 or something like that. So it was one of those, combinations. Like if you were making cookies and you did it all the time, you'd probably do it the same way every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing like, I'm making a batch of cookies. It's going to go in the oven 3 different times because I put this many cookies in and it made, 8 on the tray and it's 24 cookies, right?
Right.
So totally, I can see why making the little package creates 12 or whatever number of biscuits.
Right, but how you get to 12.
So this is the funny part, is that it doesn't matter how you lay them on the pan, so long as it was like 3x4.
Or 4x3, whichever order.
Well, and it's not even that because it's a rectangular pan. So one side's going to have 3 and one side's going to have 4.
Right.
Now, the order in which you go 1, 2, 3, or if you go 1, 2, 4, starting the other direction.
Either going across or you're going down.
Yes. Yeah. You're still going to get to 12. And I literally had this manager that told me to go from left to right instead of top to bottom. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I could have been a real butthole and like turned the tray 90 degrees and said, here you go, because
it's the same either way.
Yes.
It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
That broke me. I was like, I don't want to work here anymore because
she was micromanaging how you got to 12, and the biscuits were in the exact same place on the pan. It didn't matter whether you started at the top left and went 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4 down, or if you went 1, 2, 3 across, 1, 2, 3 across, 1, 2, 3 across, 1, 2, 3 across. They were still evenly spaced in exactly the same position on
the tray.
Yeah. And she could not see that. She was so busy micromanaging that she wanted you to count it across
left
instead
to right,
of down.
Instead of top to bottom.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, that broke me. I was like, I can't work here anymore because they don't trust that I'm smart
that you can
enough.
count to 12.
Yes. And still manage. Like, I never had a problem with my biscuits being short a biscuit or having lopsided biscuits or having them stick together or anything like that. They were always perfectly spaced. It's not that hard.
Right.
If you've done it like 15 times, you start making it a habit to do it the exact same way for fastness, even, and efficiency. So that really like irritated me that there are so many other things that they could have been micromanaging.
Right.
And that was what she chose to focus on.
I know she should have focused on like employee theft or something.
And
like
customer
that.
service, like
Right.
people actually like speaking proper grammar to the customers at the front.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. But it, like I say, micromanaging.
Yes.
All
right.
Every time I think about micromanaging, that story comes back to my head.
Yeah, I know. I try not to be like that in my leadership role. Like, I understand that there's like a cookie cutter type like guide that we need to kind of conform to. My mentorship is sales mentality, thinking about what's better for the business versus just one person, and how can we approach more consistently to use that same approach so that it's efficient time-wise, and also we can measure success. Right. So I understand that, but at the same time, I'm not going to tell you not to use, great versus awesome. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's a terrible word. That doesn't relate to, this generation. When you talk to old people, you need to use excellent or wonderful versus awesome.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Rest. Better with silence or better without screens?
So you're talking like screens, like your phone screens or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Probably better without screens.
Mine is with silence because the screens don't bother me. My glasses have blue light things on them, so that's not an issue. And I don't really read.
I guess it depends on what you interpret as rest. So you're talking about relaxing, right?
Well, I'm talking about going to sleep at night.
That too, yeah.
I'm thinking sleep.
Yeah, for me,
depends on how you sleep. Like if you can sleep through any sound, then
yeah. Well,
but some people can't sleep with the TV muted, but moving in the background because the flashing lights wake them up.
Yeah, I can't sleep. I mean, I'm fine with the TV sound or music sound, but I can't do the flashing lights.
I can't sleep with either of those, actually.
I think it depends on what the sound is, because I've fallen asleep, whenever you watch a DVD and you fall asleep during the movie, and then you wake up like 3 hours later and you're stuck on the home page of the DVD and it's playing like the same
thing
song,
over and over again.
the same sound over and over again. I can't deal with that. It always wakes me up and it
when you
irritates
say
me.
silence, I have to have some white noise, so there has to be a fan or something on.
See, exactly.
So
therefore it's not silent.
But I can't, if there's a TV on or TV or music, I cannot rest. Well, I say I can't rest. I can rest. I can't sleep. I did the other day, I sat in my recliner and I turned on some meditation music because I had a headache. And I thought, I'm just going to rest my eyes, as you say, for a little bit. And I just kind of closed my eyes and did some prayer and meditation, and I rested fairly well with that. But this music was it was stuff I could ignore. So I don't know. I'm kind of,
when I think of rest too, I'm not always thinking about like sleeping. For me, sometimes rest, like a really good rest session for me is reading. Mm-hmm. And if I had to choose between reading in silence or reading with not even just screens, but other things going on, I'm probably more likely to have good reading if there's silence.
Right. Yeah, I can read if there's silence.
Like the TV screen could be going. If it's muted,
right,
I can read. So for me, like, I think probably rest is better with silence, because I also enjoy looking at my screen while I rest.
Oh, see, if I was looking at my screen, I'm probably not really resting. So, yeah.
Oh, no, I feel like a lot of times, unless it's like a Zen game I'm playing, a lot of times, like if you're on social media or something like that, it's very anxiety inducing. So, therefore, there is no rest.
True rest if you're scrolling. Social media. That's very true. So here's one last one I wanted to share. Motivation. Ooh. Better with accountability or better without pressure?
Without pressure. I don't like to be pressured.
With accountability or without pressure? I think with accountability. To some extent, at least, even if it's not heavy pressure, if it's just a small deadline or a goal or something like that, timeliness.
Right. I feel like I'm the same way, better with accountability, because the pressure to me is whatever that accountability is. There's an expectation, and however looming the deadline may be, that's the pressure.
Right.
That also helps me stay motivated.
Right.
So I feel like it's not better without pressure, because
If there's no pressure, I will not do it.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it
because it doesn't seem like there's a purpose.
There's not any
Enough
urgency
motivation,
to it
reason.
or anything
I
like
said
that.
motivation. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not enough reason why I need to do it.
Okay. Along those lines, do you, let me try to figure out a way to word this. Do you prefer, how did you just word that? Was it goals?
It was better with something.
No, what was the first part of it?
It just said motivation.
Motivation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, motivation with external support or kept to yourself.
Oh, okay. So that one is a with this or with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or without it. Either one.
Mm-hmm.
So do you prefer to have people to encourage and motivate you on your goals?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you prefer to have just keep your
goal?
things to yourself, and I don't want somebody
influencing
me, like, yay, you've lost more weight, or are you sticking to your diet? Or it's sort of the accountability. It's support and accountability. So maybe it's more support or without accountability. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Versus like without pressure, it's without accountability.
Without accountability.
To answer that, like you were saying earlier, I need some type of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
So, because for me, that's where the pressure is whenever other people have an expectation from me. Mm-hmm. Whether they really expect it or not, it's what I perceive. It's what I perceive.
Right.
Because I've shared with someone that I set a goal, and for me, it would be the ultimate letdown to tell them, hey, I'm setting a goal, and then to not achieve it, because I think that's that 3 personality where, to me, I would be a failure to that person, because
you're an achiever. You want to achieve that for them to see.
Yes.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with myself. I don't make goals and keep them to myself and then achieve them, because to me, like, I'm not holding myself accountable to things.
I think I need that accountability also. I need that support. I like having people remind me that I am capable of completing the goal.
Yes.
Or reminding me that
was the goal I set in the first place.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. I think I do.
I think that the only time we get annoyed with that accountability structure is when someone just randomly asks, and then because
you feel guilty because you haven't worked on it,
then we're mad that they're bugging us about it or something like that. And that's silly. Like, when you really think about it, they're not bugging you, or
they're supporting you.
Yeah. And you just have to remind yourself that when you do have an accountability partner or someone you share your goal with, they're not like holding it against you and calling you a failure. That's your ego telling you that.
That's true. That is true. What about you, Amber? You didn't answer.
I thought I did. What were the options again?
With support or without accountability. So it's back to her question, but
sharing your goal or not sharing your goal, basically.
Right. Do you want people to remind you or ask you about your progress on your goal?
No, I hate that.
See, I kind of guessed that you were going to answer that.
I don't like people reminding me of stuff. I already know what I need to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's so funny, Amber, because when I was a kid, I really hated whenever people would tell me to do something I was already doing. Like, that was probably the most annoying pet
I think
peeve.
Ashley gets annoyed at that too, because she that thing that we've talked about where she says, I know. And she gets more impatient with it the further.
Well, that like goes back to like my mom. Like, she always had like a list of things for me to do. And she would always remind, and I couldn't just do them in my own time. They had to be now, right this second, absolutely, always by her timeline. And I'm just like, I'm going to do it when I feel like it.
And you're an independent person. And
right.
I think, too, like, when you are an independent person and you've constantly been told or perceived that people feel like you can't do things or that you're incapable of doing things, that when you're being reminded of a goal that you haven't done, that's where that independence says, don't remind me, I already know. Because then it takes away from the victory of doing something on your own. And that's also, I can see that too, because like if you are set in your mind, like, I'm going to do this goal because it's what I want and it's my idea, and then to have someone else tell you like, hey, don't forget to do this, it kind of feels like they're stealing away that little independence of you achieving the goal on your own.
I'm not going to tell somebody, oh, my goal is to lose 15 pounds, and then like 2 days later somebody comes to me and they're like, how much weight did you lose?
Well, but
and then like a week later, how much weight are you losing?
If somebody is coming to you like that, that's kind of rude. But I mean, that's rude. That is so rude. But I mean, 2 days later, you're not losing any, whatever.
Oh, have you stopped eating junk food? Have you,
But I do see the thing of, the reminding you, are you sure that's really what you want to eat? It depends. To me, I guess it depends on how condescending they are, because I don't want somebody to look at me if I'm eating a bowl of ice cream and say, well, I thought you were going to try to lose weight. That's
right, or you're never going to hit your goal if
you're never going to hit your goal if you're doing that, and I know that Amber sometimes feels like, because she's very defensive about that. And I know that because you say, well, I don't eat like that all the time. But it's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
It's being the person that's the coach. You have to,
I'm a perfectionist. I'm the coach. The
who's
supporter.
Asking or supporting, you have to be mindful of how the other person is going to perceive it.
It's going to take it, right.
Because if you're constantly reminding someone who's trying to independently do a goal, and they're trying to prove to themselves that they can do something, that external added, pressure can make it feel like guilt whenever you're failing.
Like when it gets pressure and the reminding and everything like that, and then there's all this pressure, it always makes me want to do the opposite.
Right.
If there's all of this pressure, and I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to gain anyway. 5 pounds.
Right.
This
is what my mother, she bragged to Ashley a lot about how when she was in junior high or high school or whatever, and she was playing basketball and her grades weren't doing that great. And her mother said, if you don't get your grades up, I'm going to take you out of basketball. And my mother, in her infinite wisdom, decided as a teenager, well, I'll just show you. I'm going to fail anyway. Take me out of basketball. I'm going to fail anyway.
She said, cash me outside. How about that?
Exactly. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see that happening. I can see that happening in Kristen Lee.
I think that's a genetic thing there. Or
Kristen
maybe a generational,
right there.
generational trauma thing that, we've carried down from generation to generation. And
I'll show you. Don't tell me I can't do that. I'll show you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I do that too because
sometimes that does have like a positive effect. Like in my autobiography, I actually took that section out of it, but like I remember in like 4th grade, I was going to join this, there was this running club 4th and 5th grade in that school that I went to. And somebody had said something to me like, well, you can't do that. Like, you're too fat. And I was like, well, watch me. And so I joined the club and I did it.
Right. Well, Kristen had the same experience with her Girl Scout Gold Award when she wanted to raise money by hosting a drug-free rave.
Or
something
rave,
like
but
that.
A concert.
A concert, right. A drug-free concert for... to raise money for Santa Claus.
The raising of the money wasn't even the thing. It was just I wanted to host a concert.
Right.
And I was going to use the theme of like Mad or Dare.
Right.
To, promote that,
as a clean
environment,
right.
and just to bring awareness. Right. And so I was told that you can't host a concert. That's too ambitious. But then you find the right person that says, you can do this, and it's a yes and thing.
Mhm.
Like, yes, you can do that, and here's how you're going to do it. Or
Right.
here's some options to
Right.
do it. Then, I think that approach is what makes people actually not feel like they're being turned down.
Right.
Yeah.
But being able to say, yes, that's very ambitious, and here's a smart way you could go about doing it. And
Right.
that's exactly what was presented to me. Someone didn't say, well, that's too big, but they were like, hey, here's a way that you can make this work in this setting.
Right.
We actually did something like that at work. I know this kind of takes our topic off in a different direction, but I'm totally fine with that. We
Nothing
had
new.
we had this guy come to do like this TED talk at one of our annual leadership meetings, and his whole thing was taking someone's bad idea and saying yes, and instead of no, and telling them why they can't do
because.
something.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and because what you end up doing is whenever you continually tell people no to their bad ideas, you never foster an environment for them to have good ideas, and so there's no growth potential.
Mhm.
But if you take people's ideas that maybe aren't necessarily that great and say yes and give them an outlet to make it better,
Right.
then you're fostering growth, you're fostering trust in a workplace, and then you're also allowing people who might think outside the box to present their ideas in a safe, comfortable environment. And one of the things that we did was we sat down, we picked pairs, and he gave us like 10 minutes, and we were going to, you and I are going on a picnic. So it was like, Cindy and I are going to go on a picnic, and I'm going to say, hey, Cindy, we're going to go on a picnic. And you go, yes, and we're going to blah, 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 right? And then so you start saying, we're going to bring a picnic basket. And I say, yes. And in our picnic basket, we're going to have, fireworks.
Okay.
Right? You're like, okay,
Okay.
that's not a great idea. But you can say, yes, and we won't light them until after dark in a safe environment.
Right. Right.
And that's how you foster someone
Right.
to achieve that
Right.
goal or
Right.
their
So it goes
opinion.
back to that support. It does go back to the support with accountability.
Yeah.
But support versus accountability. I think a lot of times that people who don't want that support and accountability, it's because of the way that people present the accountability. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do.
And that's why I say, I think if you have someone who's really independent and they're trying to prove something to themselves, you
have
kind
to
of have
find
to
different
back
ways.
out
Yeah.
and not be a part of their goal. You can't help them achieve their goal. You can't, because
Right.
then that takes away from the achievement, which is overcoming themselves.
Right. Okay. Okay. Do we have any other
Things that are better with and
better
without?
with, better without?
Oh my gosh, I could go on.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we'll be here all day.
Amber,
What?
you come up with some better answers.
Yeah. Give us some.
Literature
Give us
ones or
some.
something.
Better with or without, or better with this or better with that.
Okay. Would a novel be better with complete world building or strong characters without the
Ooh.
world building?
Strong character development.
Yeah, strong character development.
Oh, character development or world building. Man,
Yeah.
that's tough.
I like characters.
See,
I
I've
like
read
getting
some
into the
books that were really
characters.
good world building,
I have
but then the
too.
characters were flat.
Ugh. And
Yeah,
it's
and
not
there's no
interesting.
Yeah.
attachment to the characters.
I like to be attached to the characters in my books. I like to have empathy for the characters in my book, even the ones who are bad, even the ones that you don't like. I want to have an understanding of why they are who they are.
Got it. I think a great author can build a world through the character's perspective based on good character building.
I think
Good
so, too.
answer. Good answer.
Okay, what's another one?
Okay. Would you rather have poetry with a rhyme scheme or without?
Without.
Ooh, that one's hard because I grew up, being taught that it rhymes. And then as I got older, I found that it doesn't. And I think the ones I'm drawn to now are the ones that don't, but I do still like ones that do. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. But I've gotten to where I kind of like them without.
I don't
rhyme.
know though. You have to give props to someone who can keep the story going or the
With a
poem and
rhyme.
make sense
And
and,
rhyme.
have a rhyme.
Now I don't think the
Shakespeare.
rhymes
I was
have
thinking
to be
like Lewis Carroll, like
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
true
think,
too, yeah.
I don't think they have to completely rhyme though.
Oh.
I
well,
like
kind of gets on my
similar
nerves when they
lines.
don't.
What?
when they don't.
You,
like,
you,
that was
you're
a
okay with a
stretch.
near rhyme?
A near rhyme like lime and line, or crime
Oh.
and line.
See, those rhyme to me.
But it really doesn't. It's not an exact rhyme.
It's not exact, but a near rhyme is still part of the rules of rhyming.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Would you still enjoy a book or a book series knowing horrible political things about the author, like J.K.
Personal
Rowling?
life. Okay.
Yeah, personal life, things that you don't agree with about an author. Would you still enjoy the books, or would you not enjoy it anymore?
I still enjoy them. I don't. Other people's political opinions are not my
And
business.
I'm like, of all the people you thought of, J.K. Rowling, and I'm sure there's authors out there who have like
Way
really
worse.
dark secrets.
Oh,
horrible political
H.P.
beliefs.
Lovecraft. I could give you a whole list.
There's other people, if they're not politicians and they are not
She's
making,
the hot topic right now, though.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I know. But if they are not making policy, then their politics don't matter to me at all.
Okay.
Unless their politics are showing up in their writing. But what they
Yeah.
say about things or why they developed a certain character a certain way,
Right,
or
she's
what-
a fiction writer, so
Yeah,
what
it's,
should it
uh,
matter what her views are
No,
on certain
Yeah,
things?
absolutely
it's
not.
separate.
Yeah.
no.
But, you know.
Unless it's part of the story.
Now,
Now, if
if
it's part of the story, that's different.
Music artists, that's different in a lot of reasons why.
I
would
don't
be
like. I
because
don't
they're-
care what their things are either.
Well,
really.
but a lot of times they're singing about their beliefs.
Well, that's why I say if the writer is putting her political beliefs into the story as part of the story, then I probably would. If I don't agree with their political beliefs, I probably would not, or social beliefs or whatever.
Well, okay, so.
But same thing with the songwriter. If they're singing about things I don't agree with, I'm not going to listen to it.
Let's cut back to like musical artists. So, say a musical artist, how they act in their personal life versus how they
act in real
sing.
life. Oh.
Totally
Yeah.
opposite. I don't care. I
Like
don't
the
listen
music.
to them. I don't listen to musical artists for how they behave. I don't care if they drink or they abuse. Well, I do
Do
care
you
if
feel
they
the
abuse
same
them.
way about the Dixie Chicks, though?
And that's I know.
just put you on
And
the
see,
spot.
Okay. Michael
but
Jackson.
I did not quit listening to the Dixie Chicks.
Mhm.
I got mad at her, and I thought that her standing up in a foreign country and disrespecting our president was disrespectful,
Inappropriate,
was
yeah.
inappropriate to our country. But I did not stop listening to her. I did not burn any of their albums or anything like that. I still listen to them. I just thought she made a poor choice. And what did you say?
Michael Jackson.
Michael
Michael Jackson.
Jackson.
I can't listen to his music without thinking about his lifestyle.
I
Whether it's
wish
true
he
or
had been
not.
I wish he had been held accountable for anything that he might have done. We don't know. We believe
I'm sure he's being held accountable wherever he is.
wherever he is. So
O.J. Simpson.
it is not my I didn't care about O.J. Simpson before he killed his wife. So, it's
Yeah.
he was a football player, I didn't
Mhm.
before my time. I mean, really. I didn't
And
care
an
about
actor.
Huh?
He was also an actor.
Well,
And
yeah.
I'm not going to stop watching The Naked Gun just because he was in it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true. But, yeah, that's actually a very controversial question. I need to sit down and think more about my morals and my
Well,
values.
I
Either.
don't think it's about supporting their morals or whatever. I
don't think you have bad morals just because you like the Naked Gun.
I
Right.
don't think it has
No,
anything to
but-
do with.
But it makes me just still ponder, like, what is my stance on that? Because
Yeah.
I don't listen to music to hear their political views. I
Right.
don't read a book to see somebody else's personal life or
Here's my
personal
question,
views.
though. When we're talking about fiction writers, though, people write what they know. So who's to say that what your personal beliefs are don't actually come out in your fiction writing? So
Right.
to
But
say,
if
like,
it comes out and it's something I disagree with, then I would disagree with the book.
Yeah.
That's the point.
right.
Is it would not be a book I would read because that stance.
I'm a little out of the loop about J.K. Rowling. I just remember some people didn't like that she come around and said certain things about her characters after the books were already written, and it didn't line up with what I read in the books.
Yeah,
so
right.
I ignored it.
So
I don't know.
J.K. Rowling's stance over the last few years is that she has made a lot of personal statements, like on Twitter and stuff like that, against LGBTQ and trans.
But she did also say, did she not? You can correct me if I'm wrong. That
Dumbledore
that
was
Dumbledore was gay.
Well, yes, he was. It's just
See, I didn't pick that up.
I
in
didn't
the
pick that up
storyline.
in the
So when
storyline
I
at
heard
all
that, I
either.
was like, whatever,
Whatever.
lady.
Who cares?
Well, yeah, I think she said that Dumbledore was gay before she started
before she
talking
came
about,
out and started talking.
before she did her anti-trans
Right.
tirade.
But I don't agree with her tirade, but that's her perspective and she's entitled to it. And
well, she hasn't lost any money.
well, and it has no bearing on the books because there weren't any
Right. She didn't.
overtly trans or homosexual people in the book, and she did not change her treatment of any of those characters
based on her beliefs.
her
Well,
beliefs.
yeah, she
Yeah.
was able to separate her personal beliefs.
Some people can't do that.
Yeah,
though,
some
so-
people can't do that, but she was able to make a children's story and not add
Right.
her personal beliefs.
But if she was a person who had written stories, who had those same beliefs, let's just use that as an example, someone who had those beliefs, and they wrote a story and they made all the bad things happen to the gay and lesbian people, or they made the gay and lesbian people
bad
bad
enemies or-
characters,
then it would be
Then-
clear that her
that-
inability to keep
to
her
separate
personal
the
beliefs
two.
out of her
Right.
fiction.
and
Yeah.
in that case, I probably would not read it.
yeah.
If it was a man who wrote a bunch of books, who like some misogynistic guy, and he writes a bunch of books, and in all of them the women are inferior and whatever, then I would not read that book because I don't believe that. So that's why I say it depends on what what their stance, not what their stance is, but whether I agree with it and it shows up in their creative.
Honestly, I think I usually end up reading multiple books of an author before I even get anywhere curious about the author.
what
I
they're
don't-
like,
I just
what they're
don't
like.
Really,
Yeah.
I don't really.
And same thing with music. I don't think I really pay much attention to an
don't.
artist until I've decided
I don't
wow, I
either.
like a lot of their
Well,
music.
I'm-
Now I want to know
I
about
think
them as a
People
person.
magazine is like the most stupid, fluffy thing in the world, as is like the Inquirer, the Globe, and all those things where they're always talking about people's private lives and stuff. And I'm like, I don't care.
Well,
What
see,
does that
and then
have
I
to do
guess
with
it
how
would
good
be
they are?
Those type of people that like to follow the gossip and they like the
They want the dirt.
they want the dirt and the gossip, so therefore they're going to risk the intent, or they're going to risk the artistry of the work and
Right.
be swayed by
I don't
the
care.
author's
I don't-
personal life.
I don't care about those things. Mel Gibson got chewed out for anti-Semitism or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry to find that he is that way because that's sad, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he's a great actor.
And it was just like a few things that he said. Not
It was a
his
few things he
entire
said
identity.
when
Well,
he
I
was under the influence of alcohol or whatever or something, So
Tom Cruise, like he's had a pretty checkered, like talking on Oprah type past, and he's still making millions,
So
billions of dollars.
what does somebody's acting ability have to do with their political views? Nothing whatsoever. That's my opinion. So
Okay.
I don't care. I don't even care. I don't care who Taylor Swift is dating. Yes, I do think he's cute with her, but do I care? No. Do I care that she's had a whole bunch of other boyfriends and they were all scuzzballs or whatever they are? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh gosh, that's an interesting example because like every single one of her songs, she's talked about like
Right, she
her
has.
personal life and her ex-boy.
but
And I
hers-
think that's why everybody's always speculating about her boyfriends because
But her
She
songs
puts it out there.
are just they're relative to a lot of other people's experiences.
well, that's
And when she's singing about being the girlfriend that he should have, like she wears shorts and his girlfriend wears skirts and whatever, that there's so many people that can relate to that. And it's not political. It's not something that I disagree with.
I knew exactly what song. That you were
I know,
talking
yeah,
about.
you
It's
did.
like in my
And
head.
I'm in the bleachers or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious though. Her songs are not, she's not disparaging anybody. She's just saying, this is me. This is who you relate more to me, not with her. And it's really not political at all. So that's my thought on it. All right. Well, I think we've made this really short podcast a lot longer than we thought it was going to be.
Oh,
We had some good discussions, though. I think so.
That's true. I don't know how you can go from this or that to like political beliefs of like or whatever. But hey, sure, we
Leave
started
it to
off.
Modern Musings to do
I
that.
know
Yeah,
we
we
started
can-
off talking about popcorn and
This-
ended with Taylor Swift. So
Right. So, okay. Well, next week we are talking about.
I know. I'm just kidding.
And my mom's holding up a piece of paper written out what Amber's supposed to say. And she's like, I don't need you to hold me accountable.
Didn't we just
I know
talk
we
about
did.
this?
We did, but I always have to hold it up
She
for
did it
Kristen
on
because
purpose.
Kristen needs the accountability. So I always have to tell her. Yep. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Next
Your
week.
face was so great.
Should have recorded that one. Next week, we're talking about, and I don't know why we're talking about this, but we are.
Because Amber
Dante's-
said so.
Sure. Dante's levels of hell, because, we can't go like a
That's
few episodes
her
without
level of-
talking about something literature.
Amber's level of hell is going to be when people are always telling me what I should be doing.
Oh my gosh. My level of hell is definitely the anger management level of hell. So we're going to find out what level of hell we're on next week.
All right. I'm excited about that. Okay. We'll, if you want to join in on the conversation, head on over to our either modernmusings.net and you can leave comments with it, or you can hit our MMC chat Facebook group. We love to have you chat with us. Tell us what you think. And while you're listening, give us a thumbs up or some likes, some shares, all that stuff, because that's what helps us get our podcast out to everybody else. So we'll be back next week with Dante's Levels of Hell.
Okay, looking forward to it, I guess.
All right. Bye.
Bye.